Everyone thinks a plane is built to withstand any storm. They're wrong. They are wrong. The powerful forces at play in a severe thunderstorm can overwhelm even the most robust aircraft, especially when those forces are invisible, sudden, and completely unexpected. This is the story of Braniff Flight 250, a routine evening flight that ended in an unimaginable catastrophe. On May 11, 1966, Braniff Airways Flight 250, a modern Lockheed L-188A Electra, departed Kansas City, Missouri. Its destination was Omaha, Nebraska, a journey expected to take less than an hour. Aboard were 38 passengers and a crew of 4, all unaware of the violent fate awaiting them. The L-188 Electra was a turboprop workhorse, known for its reliability and speed. It had a respectable safety record, though early models had experienced some structural issues, particularly regarding wing fatigue problems that designers believed had been thoroughly resolved by 1966. Captain Donald Powley, 47, was an experienced pilot with over 12,000 flight hours. First Officer James Gabriel, 32, and Second Officer Earl Hill, 37, completed the cockpit crew. These were seasoned professionals, well-versed in navigating the often tricky Midwestern weather. The flight plan was straightforward. Climb to 14,000 feet, cruise, and then descend into Omaha. But as the Electra climbed, the crew received advisories about scattered thunderstorms along their route. Nothing, however, suggested the extraordinary violence brewing ahead. Air traffic control offered Flight 250 an option to deviate around the weather. Captain Powley, after consulting with his crew, elected to take a slight deviation, believing it would keep them clear of the worst cells. It was a decision made with the best intentions, but one that would prove tragically insufficient. Around 11:00 p.m. Central Time, while cruising at 14,000 feet, the Electra entered an area of severe turbulence. The storm wasn't just scattered. It was a massive squall line, a wall of violent weather that stretched for miles. The crew reported encountering rain and light to moderate turbulence. The last communication from Flight 250 was routine, confirming their position. Then, silence. Just moments later, at approximately 11:06 p.m., the aircraft vanished from radar screens. What happened in those few seconds between the last transmission and the disappearance would become the focus of a painstaking investigation. Emergency services were immediately notified. Search and rescue operations commenced, hampered by the very weather conditions that likely claimed the aircraft. The next morning, wreckage began to be discovered spread across a wide area near Falls City, Nebraska. The scene was horrific. The Electra had not merely crashed, it had disintegrated in midair. Pieces of the aircraft, including major sections of the wings, fuselage, and tail, were scattered over several square miles. There were no survivors. The Civil Aeronautics Board, the predecessor to the NTSB, launched an immediate and extensive investigation. Their primary objective: determine what forces could have torn apart a modern airliner in mere moments. The answer lay hidden within the storm itself. Early analysis of the wreckage confirmed severe structural failure. The right wing had separated first, followed by the left wing, the horizontal stabilizer, and then the rest of the fuselage. This wasn't a controlled descent. It was an explosive, violent breakup. The flight data recorder, a crucial piece of evidence, revealed a terrifying sequence. In just 2.5 seconds, the aircraft experienced an incredibly rapid and severe change in altitude and airspeed. It pitched up violently, then plunged downwards, experiencing extreme G-forces. The G-forces recorded were astronomical, positive G-forces reaching +4.7 GS, followed almost instantly by negative G-forces of -2.1 GS. For context, most commercial aircraft are designed to withstand a maximum of around +2.5 GS and -1.0 GS in normal flight. Braniff 250 was subjected to forces far beyond its structural limits. What could generate such extreme, rapid G-forces? The investigators focused on the thunderstorm. They began to understand the true nature of the unseen threat, a phenomenon known as a severe updraft and downdraft, or more specifically, a microburst. A microburst is a localized column of sinking air within a thunderstorm, often less than 2.5 miles in diameter, but capable of producing damaging straight-line winds exceeding 100 mph. They are incredibly dangerous to aircraft, especially during takeoff and landing, but equally so when encountered mid-flight. The Electra, flying at 14,000 feet, likely entered the top of a powerful microburst. The initial upward jolt, the +4.7 GS, was the aircraft being violently thrown skyward by a monstrous updraft. Imagine an invisible, upward-moving wall of air. Then, as quickly as it was thrown up, the plane was caught in the equally powerful downdraft, plummeting downwards with incredible force. The sudden transition from extreme positive to extreme negative G-forces put an unbearable strain on the wings. The investigators concluded that the right wing, already under immense stress, likely failed first at its attachment points. The instantaneous loss of a major lifting surface would have caused the aircraft to tumble violently, leading to the rapid disintegration of the remaining structure. This wasn't pilot error in the traditional sense. While the decision to proceed through the storm was a factor, the crew had no way of knowing the precise, localized intensity of the microburst they were about to encounter. Whether radar of the era simply couldn't detect these phenomena with enough detail. The Braniff 250 disaster became a grim lesson in atmospheric physics. It underscored the need for more advanced weather detection systems and a deeper understanding of severe storm dynamics, particularly microbursts, which were not fully recognized as aviation threats until later decades. In the aftermath, the aviation industry initiated significant changes. Pilot training protocols for severe weather encounters were revised, emphasizing avoidance over penetration. The tragedy contributed to the push for Doppler radar in aircraft, capable of detecting wind shear. Today, flights routinely deviate hundreds of miles to avoid severe thunderstorms, a direct legacy of events like Braniff Flight 250. This unseen threat, once a mystery, is now understood, and its lessons continue to save lives, ensuring that such a rapid and violent disintegration remains a tragic anomaly. Discover another forgotten aviation mystery, where an entire crew simply vanished without a trace, in our next video.